And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and it is time to talk about the best cards that you can buy right now for under 100k in NBA 2K21 My Team. Look, trying to help you build some ridiculously competitive squads for, I'm not going to say like a budget, because under 100k is still kind of a lot of MT, but at least provide you with some guys that you should look at to target if you're trying to improve your squad. So we'll start with some honorable mentions, and then we'll get on to the actual list after those. We'll probably do about 5. I think it's deserving of 5 this time. So, all right. So right off the bat, we got Chris Webber. He is our first honorable mention. I've talked about this card quite a bit in a variety of different lists and videos. He's still, in my opinion, one of the better combo forwards that you can buy for under 100k in this game. I would say, depending on your playstyle and depending how you feel about various jump shots, he might be the best. He might be like 3rd or 4th. It just kind of depends. But he definitely is deserving of a shout out on the honorable mention list for sure. Also, he wears a headband, so you know he's sick. Next up is a guy who's not quite 100k, and that is Hedo Turkoglu. He dropped yesterday. I've been seeing him slowly kind of drop close to the 100k mark. We could see him go below 100k before the weekend's over, maybe for just a brief period, right around 99, possibly 95k, until he actually drops for real, probably around when they drop Season 8 Super Packs or something on Monday. But if he does go below 100k, he deserves to be much, much higher on the list, but he's just not quite at that point yet, and I haven't seen him go to that point. He's still a beast, though. He might be similar to like a Lamar Odom, where he actually plays pretty well at both positions, but each individual person is going to have a different position they favor him at. It kind of depends. Next up for honorable mentions is another card that I've talked about like ad nauseum, Pascal Siakam. Half the time I don't even want to bring this card up just because I'm tired of talking about it, but at the same time, he's so good that it's hard to leave him off a list like this, you know what I mean? Most of the Pascal Siakams that you see up on the marketplace are going to have unlimited contracts, unlimited shoes, and they're all going to be under 100k. My advice to you is if you see one for 60 and then you see one for like 63 with an unlimited contract and an unlimited shoe, I would pick up the one for 63. Another honorable mention would be Mo Bamba. And I definitely have to leave Bamba on here and off of the actual list because he's just really expensive, and I think for his price there's definitely better center options available, even for like significantly cheaper. Like, I'm not even certain he's really, like, if we're talking about value wise, better than someone like a Dino Raja, because you can get Dino for like 10k or something. Mo Bamba is going to cost you like 80, and Mo Bamba is really good. It's a play style and preference thing. So, and the final honorable mentions would be the Ball brothers, to be honest with you. I was going to put just Lonzo Ball here, but LaMelo Ball has dropped below 100k as well, but it looks like his price has kind of recovered a little bit, so that's why he's not on the actual list. Lonzo is still a very, very good point guard in this game, and LaMelo is still a top point guard in this game, if I'm being honest, though his price does reflect that. He was below 100k this weekend, but like I said, it looks like he has recovered a bit, so he's sitting at around 130. We could see his price drop below 100k again, this upcoming week, because I'm guessing they're going to drop a few different super packs this week because they're not going to have any other content to drop. I would be completely shocked if they dropped any new content in the coming week as far as packs go. I think it's just going to be super packs and like events and stuff. Number 10 is Brandon Roy. We just got that point guard, shooting guard T-Mac yesterday, and he's like 200k, but if you're looking for a card that's like that card, but you don't want to spend that amount of money, Brandon Roy's right there, dude. He's a T-Mac clone. He's about 2 inches shorter, but it's not really the biggest deal in the world. 6'6" is fine. He's still got that same Trey Burke jump shot that's really nice on Tracy McGrady. He still moves really well. If you played with the Opal Brandon Roy earlier this year, you know how good this card can be. And not much has changed since then, if I'm being completely honest. Great overall card. I mean, he's basically like a invincible card. Pretty much every card that comes out at this point that's Opal or above is essentially like very close stats-wise to an invincible card. It's the badge count that's the only real difference. Number 9 is Poku. I'll tell you right now, I don't like this card. Like, I'm not big on Poku this year. He's just kind of sluggish. He moves kind of slow, in my opinion. Like, I usually like Scottie Pippen base, but I just don't like it on Poku. I just feel like someone this tall that moves this sluggish, I at least would like them to have like a quicker jump shot. Like, I'm cool with it on Scottie because he's simply like a 3-and-D guy for me that dunks also. But I just am not a fan. But he is a 7 foot tall point guard or shooting guard. Which position he plays better is entirely up to you. Like, that one's really subjective. I'm guessing he plays better at the 2 guard, similar to like a Yee. But I mean, realistically, I'm not sure. I personally would have liked this a little bit more if he played shooting guard, small forward. That's just me, though. I don't know. I might have used him a little bit more. Next up would be RJ Barrett at the number 8 spot. RJ Barrett is essentially the same as a card we're going to talk about later on this list, but I feel like he is still good enough that it's important for me to bring him up. This is one of the more underrated cards in this game just because he came out in the season rewind sets, and people automatically think those cards are trash. But RJ Barrett, I think, is the exception to that rule. I mean, there's some other good guys, like Brandon Roy is really nice. Chris Middleton is an excellent budget dark matter, but, you know, important to distinguish. He does have that Rudy base. Number 7 is Anton Jameson. Obviously, I've talked about this guy a lot as well. He's been on the last like 5 of these, and for good reason. I still use this guy as my bench small forward, and I don't think that's going to stop for the rest of the year. I mean, unless they come out with like another Andre Karolinko that can play small forward, or they come out with just something stupid, then maybe he gets replaced, but I just really don't think it's going to happen. Number 6? Yeah, number 6. I almost said number 5. Paul George. Not the invincible Paul George, obviously, but the Flash 9 Paul George. People might look at his badge count and think maybe he's a little outdated, but it's not the case. He has every single badge that you realistically need, and a lot of people did upgrade the badges and add like shoes and contracts to them, which you can pick up, but most of those people are still trying to get 100K. They have not learned yet. 6'9" at the 2 guard. He plays fine at the 2 guard or the small forward. Similar to Scottie Pippen, and he is more of like a 3-and-D cone, but he does have a much better jump shot, whereas I think Scottie's a better ball handler and facilitator. So it just kind of depends what you're looking for. Paul George base is like revered in 2K, so I mean, if you like it, go grab that Paul George. You won't be disappointed. I used him for a long period of time. Number 5, Pantheon Magic Johnson. Literally my bench point guard. I still use him over... Pretty much, I could afford to go buy a lot of the top tier point guards in this game, but I use Magic because he's so cheap and so good. I'm a big fan of Magic in 2K for the most part, though. The only issue you're going to have with him is his jump shot. It is easy to green, but it is strange, at least initially, if you haven't used Magic like all year or in past 2Ks. Like, it's going to be kind of a strange experience to run Magic for sure. But, like, he still plays great defense. He's 6'9". You know. Number 4, Kobe. Yeah, I still use this guy too. Like I did until Friday, or until yesterday, when a new card came out that supplanted him as my bench shooting guard. Kobe's still a beast though. Like, it's only because I like this other card so much that he got replaced. Kobe's still a monster, especially for under 100K. There's not very many better shooting guards overall that you can pick up. And Kobe's Kobe. Like, I don't really need to say too much about it. Like, most people just want an elite Kobe card, so, you know, you got it. Number 3 is a card I've seen drop below 100K quite a bit over the past few days. Even before Friday, he was dropping below 100K on like Wednesday or Thursday. Looks like he's back up, but I think there's just less people. And I think maybe he got price fixed a little bit. That's entirely possible as well, but I just don't think anyone's really going to purchase him for 100K, so I think he'll be buy it now again. Dikembe Mutombo. Now, the reason he's so high on this list is, A, he is a really good card. He was my starting center for a long period of time. I think he was my starting center literally until I got Kareem. So a long period of time, especially at this point in the year when I'm replacing players like Candy, it seems like. But Mutombo is one of the best possible deterrents you have from getting abused by people with like Yao Ming and Kareem and Invincible Shaq. Is it foolproof? No, but for under 100K, it's literally the best you can do, I think. Number 2, Kevin Durant. I'm honestly kind of shocked he went below 100K this early. Like, I figured he would at some point, but I'm shocked that it happened only a week after he released. But the Pantheon packs were hitting a lot, so I'm not really shocked about this fact. As far as like small forward, power forwards that you can buy, for under 100K, there's not a more elite small forward that you can buy than Kevin Durant. Personally, I still have guys that I would rather use than Kevin Durant, like Antoine Jameson. I'm just a big Antoine Jameson guy. So that's the only reason I don't have this card, is simply preference reasons. Other than that, if I was trying to actually go online and like win, I would probably pick this card up for under 100K because he's really that tight. It's KD. He's one of the better cards in this game. This card is like a top 10 small forward, no question. You can buy it for under 100K. And number 1, I don't think there's any question about who number 1 is, and that is my boy Rudy Gay. Now look, is he better at the shooting guard position than the point guard position? I mean, entirely possible, right? It just kind of depends about, I don't know, man, personal play style. Realistically, like, I prefer him at the shooting guard because he's so good defensively. He's got like a wide player build, and he has one of the best jump shots in the game, in my opinion, or at least easiest to green in relation to the catch and shoot. Now, he can shoot off the dribble just fine as well. I just prefer it off the catch and shoot. That's kind of like a personal thing. I don't really think it's necessarily that one way or the other, and, you know, if I'm being honest. But, like, Rudy is crazy. I'm actually shocked how good this card is. I shouldn't be, realistically, because the Warped Reality Rudy was a monster. I used him for, like, a long period of time. But this Rudy is just phenomenal. And to be honest, if you're looking for an elite 2-guard, or, I mean, if you want to use him at point guard, you can. For under 100K, I don't think you can do better than Rudy. This dude is basically an invincible Rudy Gay. Since we're not getting one of those, it's cool that, you know, we at least have the invincible-ish Rudy. I don't think we're going to get an invincible Rudy Gay, but with 2K this year, like, I honestly have no idea. We could, for all I know. Like, I generally do not know. But, like, who knows? I'd be shocked. I'm kind of curious what other invincibles we're going to get at this point, because you just don't know with 2K. I mean, are we going to get an invincible Poku? Probably. At this rate. Like, I don't know. An invincible Andre Karolinko is a distinct possibility as well. It's something I thought about for a while. But as always, it has been your boy Cheap Ludes. Let me know what you think of the list down in the comments below. Sorry, it's kind of a quick one today. I do have a bunch of stuff I have to do, but I wanted to make sure to get a video out real quick. So shout out to all you guys who are watching it. I appreciate all you guys. By the way, I wanted to talk about streams. I will be back streaming consistently. Like I said, I've been apartment hunting. I finally found one, so it's like been a lot. As always, have a good day. Peace.